When I drop my head below the surface, the noise of the world disappears. And suddenly I'm in my realm. My name is Sean Heinrichs. I'm a cinematographer, photographer, and environmentalist. Some of the work I do takes me to some of the most remote corners of the planet, capturing either interactions or species or behaviors that are almost impossible to capture. And so every single opportunity I get, I'm back underwater spending time with the creatures that I love the most in one of the most serene, beautiful places on this planet. I've had the opportunity to tell the story about how charismatic and magnificent these species in these places are, but I've also had the opportunity to tell the threats that they're facing. We've gotten species protected around the planet at some of the biggest conventions in the world. We've done films such as Racing Extinction that went out to 200 countries in 45 languages in 24 hours. I earned an Emmy for cinematography on an incredible piece that we did on sailfish aggregations in Mexico. We have to reach the planet with imagery because it's the heart that gets people inspired, and with that inspiration, change happens. My greatest fear is losing that content. I lose not only my livelihood, I lose something that's incredibly precious to my heart. Over the last 2 decades, I've accumulated a massive amount of data. In less than an hour, I produce 1 terabyte of data on my Red camera. From there, it actually has to go to something reliable and secure. And so my data gets transferred to my LaCie rugged drives. I ingest that content directly into my tubig, and that becomes my working drive for that project. I think a lot of people are under the illusion that if you have a drive or even a backup 3.5-inch drive, that you're secure. And for me, for many years, I felt the same way. And so I literally have dual redundancy of these 6 and 8 terabyte drives stacked this tall in my safe. But now with my LaCie 6-big, I have the ability to take the best of that content and build a huge 60 terabyte library that I can pull on at a second's notice. So this array of products combined with my iMac Pro creates one of the most efficient and powerful editing suites I've ever worked with. When we really get down to what absolutely matters, it's the images and the content that I've created that's irreplaceable. That workflow that I employ to manage my data is probably the singularly most important thing I do today to not only safeguard my art, but to protect the very assets that enable me to drive the change with the media that I'm doing across the planet today.